Well, for more on this, let's bring in international relations expert Professor Robert Patman. Robert, thanks so much for coming on with us tonight. How big a deal is this? And is this a list we should actually want to be on?
Well, thank you, Ingrid. I think Mr. Putin, in placing this entry ban on more than 130 people from New Zealand, is communicating both with an external audience but also an internal audience. Externally, I think this entry ban is an attempt by Mr. Putin to project that Russia is a great power that does not consider it's done anything wrong and therefore will not hesitate to take tit-for-tat measures against New Zealand, a member of the Five Eyes Alliance. I think internally, Mr. Putin is trying to reinforce the narrative that he is a strong leader who is prepared to walk through sanctions and any other measures in order to do the right thing, as he sees it, which is to solve the national security problem, in his words, of Ukraine.
So what does it actually mean for politicians on the list and for relationships between New Zealand and Russia?
Well, I think it means a significant downgrade. It was interesting seeing the Russian explanation for this. There was some regret that New Zealand had departed from its traditional sense of decency and had embraced Russophobia, which had been whipped up apparently in Washington. So, in a sense, it's a definite downgrade of the relationship. We had been placed on the unfriendly list of unfriendly countries, and Russia has reciprocated in kind, given the fact that we have moved towards more sanctions in the last week.
Yeah, so how easy is it for them to undo this? Is the die cast now? Is this going to last for years, the effect of this list?
It depends on whether Mr. Putin stays in power. He's, in my judgment, made a colossal strategic error in invading Ukraine. And I think a lot depends on whether he stays in power. If he stays in power, I can't see the relationship between the Putin regime and the outside world, apart from relations, apart from Putin's relations with authoritarian regimes like in China, Belarus, Kazakhstan. Apart from those exceptions, I think Mr. Putin's going to be largely isolated for some time internationally.
Yeah, would you expect this list to keep growing with media, with academics? Just quickly, should we be worried about that?
No, I don't think so, because we face, the bigger worry is not so much upsetting an authoritarian regime, but is not doing enough to help a democracy, that is Ukraine, which has been invaded, is in desperate need of help. And we should do everything possible, even if it ruffles feathers in Moscow, to help help President Zelensky's government.
OK, Robert, thanks so much for your insight tonight.
Thank you.